everyone. I hope you're staying safe and healthy and happy, having fun at home. It's really exciting to be back on with 13th Street here. We're filming in the farmhouse today, it's really good to see you. I've been looking forward to this, but first of all, we would like to thank you for all your support and business this past year. We really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you all when we open back up and continue with seminars and tasting experiences and wine dinners. So hopefully that is sooner than later. Our team definitely misses seeing all of you as well. And a little update, what we've been up to is we have been doing a lot of tasting and preparing for the new year coming forward. Jean-Pierre, the winemaker, and myself, we have been doing lots of tank samples and barrel samples. I tell you, there is an incredible lineup of wines coming to you soon. Once we bottle all these amazing whites and reds, I am so excited. They are so fresh and brilliant and bright. One day was really exciting. We came over here and we took everything from the bakery, heated it up, cooked it, and we paired wine with everything. So stay tuned for that. We'll have a perfect pairing on all of our bakery products. Chef Josh has been really busy preparing and doing test kitchens of new products, and there is going to be an amazing lasagna and lobster mac and cheese coming through soon, some new meat pies, lots of really exciting new products. So stay tuned for that. But let's start tasting. So before we get into the wine part, I thought I would do a demo. Oh, hello, I can see lots of hellos. The camera's a little bit far away, so I can't quite read everything, but we will answer any questions. So if anyone is here that has a question, feel free to just chat it into the message there, and I have a helper that will pass me over questions. Let's do the demo first of the almond tapenade. It's kind of like a pate. Almonds is that magic nut that pairs with almost every wine, and with all the wines here today, they pair with everything. So I thought we'd make that first so that you can have that in case you were waiting to make that together. So you really only need a food processor. So I have mine here ready to go. And I have the recipe. The recipe was on the link that was emailed out in case any of you need that, but we will post that after as well. So you need to have green olives and Sicilian green olives. The Sicilian style green olives are really nutty and less salty, but they have a really nice flavor, and they pair so well with all these styles of wines. So I'm going to put some of that in my food processor. And almonds, one of the most important ingredients for this. So I am using slivered almonds just because it's easier to food process. You get them all blended up, but you can also use whole almonds. I just lightly toasted these first so that they had a little bit extra flavor, and a little bit of sea salt on that and black pepper. I have fresh garlic puree, so that's just pureed, a little bit of olive oil, and lots of garlic is really healthy during this time, so go ahead and put that in there. And then I have some lemon juice, and these little pinch bowls just came in to the bakery today. I was really excited to use them, so they're brand new items. Then I have some parsley, so about a half cup of fresh parsley, so put all that in your food processor. Then I'm going to put a little pinch of black pepper and a little bit of sea salt. And you can also season after and taste after. If you need more, then you can add some more. Parmesan cheese, so I'll throw some of that in there. Oops, I'm making a mess. Lots of cheese is good. Then basically I'm going to just food blend this up with a little bit of olive oil. So I have it on just a pulse mold just to get it started. And then you just want to take some really good peppery olive oil and just slowly blend that in, because this is going to soften it and bring everything together. So, just all done like that. I have the finished product here. So this is really great to put on a cheese board, or you can put it with cheese and charcuterie. It's great with just crackers. I really like to use this for breading or to coat any kind of different meats. You can even like put it on top of salmon or pork chops, chicken, stuffed chicken with it. It does have so many great purposes. But we'll taste this with some of the wines today. So if you want to get your glasses ready, I will go through each wine with you. So we're going to taste through all the wines. Now I know that some of you had the Pinot Noir Reserve 18, and some of you, because we sold out, we have the Sandstone. So I will taste both of those wines today so that we can do both those tasting notes. But let's start with the Pinot Grigio, our Expression Pinot Grigio. Now this is a brand new for us. We're very excited about this new label and new wine. So wine, like art, is an expression of the winemaker's style, the vineyard, the terroir, the grapes, and your own taste. And it has a really beautiful label, so it really fits in with our wine, food, and art. So this one is a blend of the Market Vineyard and the Home Vineyard, and it was harvested in late September, and it was really great quality grapes, like perfect grapes, high acidity, great concentration, and had it was just beautiful. Jean-Pierre has said that the grapes were just gorgeous. He didn't have to do much hand sorting at all with it. So it's about 5 grams of sugar, 11.5% alcohol, so it's still on a beautiful dry side, and it's really fresh and fruity. Pinot Grigio is a kind of a magical white grape that is so great to pair with different foods. So go ahead and pour yourself a glass and give it a swirl. I really get spiced yellow pear, melon, floral, has a little bit of white pepper. Cheers, everyone. Lots of yellow pear and melon, cantaloupe, again that white pepper and some spice on the finish, really bright acidity. It's one of those easy drinking wines that you can drink all year. And if you're going to actually try it with some of these items, I had made the cashews, the spiced turmeric cashews. I have some walnuts, spiced almonds, and pistachios ready to go here to try. But right away, try, if any of you have made ahead, try with the cashews that have the turmeric recipe that I gave you. Now the recipe, just to give you, wrote it down, has liquid honey, coconut oil, turmeric, cayenne pepper, some cumin, and salt and pepper. So it's really healthy ingredients, easy to make ahead of time, and they're really great to add on to any salads, or if you have any super grains or quinoa salads. I really love these as just a snack as well. But if you have this with the Pinot Grigio, I found it really softened the acidity and more turmeric and honey came out. It really changed the wine from a cantaloupe flavor to more of a honeydew, and lots of green pear, really refreshing. And turmeric is so healthy for you. I actually every morning make a smoothie, and I just buy this turmeric paste, but you can also get fresh turmeric and juice it. I add a scoop of this to my smoothies every day, and I just put some fresh mangoes or peaches. You can use frozen or fresh, and a little bit of yogurt or probiotic milk, and it's just so good for your health and gets you started. And turmeric is a really good spice too. I love the flavor of it with any kind of cooking. Plus it has a great color. Now try some just plain pistachios with your Pinot Grigio. I found it had tons more pear and apple. Less of the acidity and spice came through. It really softened all the acidity, and you really taste the wine. It became a little bit more brighter. So really fun pairing. And pistachios, we'll get into all the benefits of the nuts afterwards. There's some really fun facts that I learned about nuts that are just really great right now this time of year. Also, fun tip, for those of you that don't love red wine, that love to have that nice big pasta or tomato-based dishes, tomatoes and tomato sauce has high acidity, and so does Pinot Grigio. So the acidity in both the wine and the tomatoes match each other and actually soften the acidity in both. It's just so refreshing. It's such a magical pairing. Plus, the tomatoes actually bring out a sweetness in the tomatoes when you pair it with the Grigio, and it's almost like a bit of a tomato jam. So really fun pairing. So I always like to have, sometimes I crave white or red, so good tip if you want to have that homemade lasagna or bolognese sauce or just spaghetti and meatballs. So fun pairing. So we'll put this one aside for now. We're gonna taste through all of them together, and then you can enjoy after and get into your weekend. You have all these wines open. So I'll grab another glass. Next wine we're going to taste is going to be the Pinot Noir Gamay. So this one is 60% Pinot Noir, 40% Gamay. It's from the Whitty Vineyard and the Niagara-on-the-Lake Vineyard. We harvested this in late September, early October, and we left it about 30 days on the skins. And having longer skin contact gives lots of extra structure and tannin, color, flavor. I really love this wine because it's just, it has the spiciness of the Gamay with all that heart-warming cinnamon, clove, baking spice from the Pinot, and it's just such a wonderful wine to have during this time of year. We actually kept the Pinot Noir separate from the Gamay when we were doing this entire blend. The Pinot Noir saw some French oak for about 6 months, and the Gamay was back in stainless steel. So after that 6 months, Jean-Pierre blended it together, and you really get the both of the grape varietals. They work so well together. So you really get that, you get the candied cherry on the aroma, warm spices like that baking spice from the Pinot Noir, and then you get a little bit of black cherry, black raspberry, black pepper from the Gamay. So go ahead and take a sip of this one, but hold it in your palate just for a couple seconds just to get the weight, the mouthfeel, and the finish of the wine. Cheers. Medium bodied. I really get lots of cherry, mushrooms, vanilla. Again, that baking spice really comes through. Almost a little bit of balsamic and milk chocolate flavors on the finish. It has a nice long finish, medium tannins, but it's just really easy drinking, and it's going to pair so well with so many of these different nuts. So let's try some of the pairings right now. So the almond tapenade you just made, try a little bit of that. Again, because almonds is that miracle fun, it's just that nut that pairs with so many different wines. This I found when I tried it, the wine becomes a bit more earthier and complex, and you really get that warm spice and black pepper come through on the wine. Now, many of you have, if you've tried it right away, you might get a little bit of drying on your palate, and those are tannins. If you've ever had, let's say, a green banana or oversteeped tea, and you get that drying on your palate, on your teeth, that's what tannins feel like, and the same thing happens with red wine. And it's only because we have the skin contact from the skins that causes that. And by having a food that has tannins with it actually marry together, and we'll break that up, and the wine will become so much more fruitier. So I'll give you a second to try the almond tapenade. If you have system plain almonds that are salted or roasted or just plain, have a bit of the almond as well. You'll find it brings out a little bit of a natural sweetness in the wine. You really taste the almond and you taste a lot more vanilla. So just a fun pairing. I don't know about you, but I have sometimes some long days, but I really love that big bowl glass of red wine or any red wine. And we don't always have time to cook a big meal. So nuts are a great little snack that you can have just to help enjoy that glass of wine. So the next pairing, let's try the turmeric cashews. So with this one, I found this was a cool pairing. I put down that I got a lot more raspberry jammy notes in this one. The gamay really pulls through. Cashews are really creamy, so it softened the tannins again, and you really get just like a sweet spice out of this wine. So I really love the cashews with this one. And the goat's cheese, if you have some goat's cheese, I did recommend that. Goat's cheese has a natural lactic acid to it, and so does gamay, has lots of acidity. So when you pair it together with goat's cheese, the two soften each other and you just become so much more fruitier and less acidity but more pepper. The goat cheese will become so much more creamier. So that's a really great pairing. With this wine, some suggestions if you want to cook something later on. So if you made the tapenade, you can actually put this, like I was saying earlier, you can crust that on salmon and then bake that in the oven and drizzle a little bit of walnut oil or almond oil on top of that. That'll be really nice. When it comes out, just drizzle a little bit of balsamic reduction to finish it off and add some fresh arugula because it has a nice peppery spice to it, and that'll be a great pairing. Mushrooms and mushroom pasta or risotto is a really great pairing with any kind of gamay and Pinot Noir. So you could have that and put a little bit of goat's cheese and then of course some nuts on top. So another really great pairing. So I'll let you just try those for a little bit, and then I'm going to open up the next wine. The next wine we're going to taste is going to be the 2016 Pinot Noir. So this wine is almost sold out. This is a really exciting wine. We've been really enjoying this one here at 13th Street. This one is a blend of the Biddy Vineyard and a vineyard in Niagara-on-the-Lake. We harvested it in late October as well, and we had about 30 days on the skin contact for this. So again, extra structure, tannin, and color and flavor from the skins. It has seen French oak for about 8 months, and 2016 was a really warm vintage, really hot, dry summer, not much rain at all, so the vines were very thirsty. Late August, we had a good rain, which helped quench all the thirst of the vines and produce such a beautiful wine in that vintage. So this is one that is drinking so beautifully right now. So go ahead and give that a pour and swirl. I really get cherry and spice. Again, a lot of vanilla, so much earth and mushrooms, forest floor on the aroma. Quite a complex, intense aroma. Cheers. So this one has a lot more grippy tannins, a little bit more fuller bodied. I really get cherry pit, vanilla, leather, again that warm baking spice, mushrooms, dry tannins, quite complex mouthfeel, nice long finish, really coats my palate. I want to have a little bit of some kind of a stronger food to pair with this because you want to break up those tannins and soften them and bring out a lot more fruit. So let's go back to the magic almond tapenade. This one, again, that magic nut is going to be great with this Pinot Noir. I found it softened the tannins and it actually had less of that earthy flavor. So much more cherry jam and fresh cherries and raspberries came through. So I'll give you a second to try that. And this will keep in your fridge for a good week as well, so you can continue using that and enjoy that for lunch and dinner. Next pairing is going to be the walnuts. So walnuts, you can have them plain or you can have them salted with a little bit of, I like to put a little bit of salt and pepper and just dry roast those. They're really, really a great nut because they also have lots of tannins. So again, like I said, tannins in a food and a wine, they work really well together, and it will bring out a lot more fruit and complexity in this wine. So when I tried the walnut with the Pinot Noir, it brought so much more mushrooms and dusty cherries, raspberry, black raspberry, and I got a lot more black pepper. And again, no tannins. It softened the acidity, and it was just a great snack. And walnuts are really healthy for you. And I will go over all those great tips about the nuts afterwards, so don't forget. A good meal to have with this one, if you love lamb. I really love lamb with Pinot Noir. It's one of those nice perfect pairings. Or you can do mushroom ragu or a stew, or lamb mushroom ragu stew together. It's going to be really great. Beef bourguignon is going to be a nice pairing with this one. So on these nice long winter days, cook something at home that you can actually smell all day, and then have a glass while you're cooking, and then enjoy it, of course, with your meal. So I'll put this one aside for now. And this next wine is the Reserve 2018 Pinot Noir. I'm kind of sad because this one's actually sold out right now, and this one is such a special wine. I really love this one. Jean-Pierre is making lots of more Pinot Noir, so not to worry, we'll have some more coming. But this one, I really love it because it's from the Witty Vineyard, and it's actually 5 different Dijon clones. And the Dijon clones they produce one of the best top quality Pinot Noirs. So fun fact, Jean-Pierre actually picks each of the clones separately, ages them, completely finishes the wine, and then makes the blend afterwards. So that's just a really unique fact that is part of Jean-Pierre's winemaking. This has seen some oak. It's about 12 months French oak, and he uses different barrels such as first, second, and third use barrels. You don't want to just have everything in a new oak barrel because it'll have way too much vanilla and oak flavor. So he tries to spread it out and use a little bit of second and third, just because then it's nicely balanced. This was harvested in mid-October. It was a really great vintage. It's dry, it's about 3 grams of sugar, and it is 12.5% alcohol, so nicely balanced. Jean-Pierre has told me that these grapes were just pristine condition, like just gorgeous. He didn't have to hardly do any kind of hand sorting at all. So this was, he said it was a pleasure to make. And we of course did longer skin contact, about 30 to 40 days, just again to give that structure and tannin and spice and flavor, color to the wine. So let's go ahead and pour this one. And this one, if you're not opening it, it does have some aging capability, so you can still lay this down for quite a bit, another 3 to 5 years. Jean-Pierre's wines actually get really great with age, so don't be afraid to buy a few bottles and then lay a couple down, because I always regret myself when I don't buy some extra to have some in a few years. So this one, intensely aromatic, black cherry, baking spice, vanilla, everything that you think about for a Pinot Noir, this has in its aroma. I even get a little bit of that balsamic and cherry concentrate. Really nice wine. Beautiful color. Cheers to this one. Chocolate covered cherries, vanilla, baking spice, meaning that little bit of cinnamon and clove. Again, you really get that mushroom, earthy, dusty cherries. Very complex, medium body, medium acidity, has a nice long lingering finish. This one has a little bit of dry tannins as well, but it has lots of fruit to hold it up and spice. I'm getting a little bit of black pepper on the finish of it. It's one of those really great, I would love to have a glass of this every day. Any kind of Pinot Noir actually would be no problem. So let's try again the almond tapenade. This one I put, when I tried this one, I found it brought out so much more of the cloves and cinnamon and vanilla in the wine, softened the tannins. I really tasted the Parmesan cheese when I had it with this, so that was a nice treat. And don't be afraid, you can actually use this to cook. So like I said, put this on salmon, because salmon and Pinot Noir are great pairings. So bake it on salmon, bake it on some pork chops or chicken, and spice up something a little bit different for when you're cooking at home these days. I also put another great pairing with this would be duck and a cherry sauce. So if you really like duck or lamb, and make a nice like a spicy cherry sauce to go on top. So let's try another nut. I also thought the pistachios would be a fun nut to try with this. Pistachios, I found brought out a little bit opposite than the almonds. It became more earthy and more mushroomy, a lot more spice and a little bit less fruit, but again, soften the tannins. I really got lots of dark chocolate flavors on it, which I thought was really interesting, and I love pistachios, so any excuse to eat pistachios and some Pinot Noir is okay with me. If you try just the walnut now, walnuts are really great because again, they have those tannins, and it's gonna bring the best of both worlds out. You're gonna get less tannins, a lot more fruit. You're not gonna get as much of that pepper and spice, but lots of chocolate and cherry and raspberry will come through. The walnuts bring out a little bit more vanilla, I found, but all nuts will be really great, and you can mix them up and try different combinations. So we'll put this one aside and we'll do another really great favorite of mine, the Sandstone Gamay. So for those of you that purchased the Pinot Party Pack and we sold out of the Pinot Noir, we replaced it with the Sandstone. This is almost sold out, and this is spectacular. I really love this wine. This one, I keep taking this one home. I absolutely love it. It's probably one of my favorite Gamays that we produce. This one is 2018, and it's a blend of the Whitty and Wilm Vineyard, and it's our top Gamay that we produce. It is harvested in late October, and about 30 days on the skin again for that, lots of that structure and color and more flavor. It's French oak barrels for 14 months. So this one is, again, when I first started at 13th Street, Jean-Pierre took me back to try the different barrels, and we continue to do this tasting. So he'll have about 25 different barrels lined up, sometimes even 30 to 35, and he takes a sample out of each one. So he'll have brand new oak, second, third, fourth, and after that, it's basically just a vessel that holds the wine, and we'll try and make notes on each barrel, and then he'll make a blend afterwards. So really, really fun part of my job that I really love doing, and you learn so much when you actually get to taste the wine as it's being made. So this is just such a special wine, and I have been just tasting the next vintage with our winemaker and look forward to this next one. I think it might even be better than this one. They just keep getting better, but this one is it's so special. I really love it. So this one, go ahead and give this a swirl. It's about 3 grams of sugar. They're all around the same, so still fairly dry. 12.5% alcohol. This one just has such an intense aroma as well. I really get a mixture of that forest floor and wet leaf and earthy, dusty, mushroomy aromas, but also with black cherry, black raspberry, a little bit of licorice, baking spice, chocolate, balsamic. It has so much. It's just in it as you open it up. I would leave it to even decant for an hour, and it's just going to keep bringing on more flavors and aromas as you continue to enjoy it. So go ahead and give this one a swirl, and cheers, and cheers, yes, cheers to Jean-Pierre. This is a great wine. Again, fresh black cherries, black raspberry. I get that licorice and spice. I love the earthiness and the forest floor of this one. It's got like dusty, just like dusty fruit. It just has, and it keeps opening up on my palate. This one is one of those wines, again, that has a little bit of tannins, but they will definitely open up the correct food pairing. But it's light enough, medium body, that you can just have it by the glass and enjoy. Times like this, during lockdown, by a fire inside or outside, it's going to be a perfect wine because Gamay, you can actually lightly chill it and it will not lose its flavor. So that's a fun tip. If you want to sit outside this winter and toasty by the fire, I recommend having this wine. And so let's do some pairings. So let's do pistachios first, because this is one of my favorite pairings with it. It really brought this wine out. It was a fruit bomb. It was just explosion of berries, raspberry, black cherry, again, jammy, vanilla came through more and all that warm spice. And it just was so complex. It just brought the Gamay, it was brighter, and it brought all the best qualities out. Softened all the tannins. This was one of the pairings that I think I'll be having later tonight to enjoy my weekend. Almond tapenade. I love this one as well. Again, another fruit bomb, really fruity. It had a little bit less vanilla, less earth, but more of that clove and cinnamon came through, which I thought was nice. And this again is one of those dips and tapenades that you can use for many different things. So I would even put this on grilled meats, or if you like grilled sausage or any kind of smoked meat, this would be a good addition to pair with the Sandstone Gamay. Another good one was the goat's cheese. So goat's cheese and this wine, again, because goat cheese has lots of acidity and it's very creamy, when you pair that with the Gamay, it just softened all those tannins and acidity. All that fresh fruit just came right out, took away some of the dusty, mushroomy flavors, but the complexity of this wine didn't change. It just continued to just keep changing on my palate. So also, fun recommendation is, build your cheese and charcuterie board. Have lots of smoked meats and different, salamis, pâtés. If you make this almond tapenade, it's really great because you can actually spread that on your crostini, add a little bit of goat cheese on there, sprinkle some nuts, and it's just going to be a great pairing with this. So I know we're getting around to the end of our tasting, but I want to tell you some fun facts about nuts. So I researched and some really fun things. Cashews, because I know right now we can't see our hairdressers and we're worried always about our skin in the winter. So cashews is really rich in copper and it helps with developing pigment that is good for your skin and hair and even eyes. So it helps with the color part of that. So drink lots of red wine and with cashews. It's a really great nut. Also, it has a natural compound in the cashews that acts as a sunscreen, so it helps protect you against UV. Although right now we want to have lots of vitamin D, but in the summer, great nut to have if you're out in the sun lots. They also contain lots of antioxidants. So right now, good to have lots of antioxidants. All these nuts have lots of antioxidants, so I definitely recommend enjoying that because we want to stay healthy and strong immune systems. It also helps prevent migraines, which I thought was really great, especially with the weather changing right now, with different having snow or rain. The magnesium helps reduce migraines and also helps relax blood vessels. So fun tip, if you have a headache but you still want to have that red wine, have some cashews. And of course, by adding some turmeric is just really good as well for your system. Turmeric right now is, you probably can't put enough in your body. So pistachios. Pistachios is a very high source of antioxidants. It's actually the third source of antioxidants other than walnuts and pecans. So really healthy nut. It reduces the effects of aging. I love that. And it helps reduce cell damage, which is prevents cancer. It's a great source for plant protein. So any of you that are vegetarian, it has 6 grams per 1 ounce serving. So you can't gobble those up enough. So that's really great. Sprinkle them on your salads, eat them just by themselves, put them on your yogurt in the morning. You can even honey roast them. That would be great. They're high in fiber, so really healthy for gut and digestive systems. It helps promote good bacteria. So many of us have digestive issues, so eating pistachios will really help you with that. Unique nut to help with eye health, actually, which I thought was really interesting. It helps the regrowth of cells to promote eye health, so keep your eyes strong. I love putting pistachios on pizza. I love making homemade pizza. My partner's a chef at home, so we're always making pizza and having competitions and who's gonna make the better pizza. He just has basically pepperoni and gourmet cheese, and I'm making really fancy gourmet, maybe weird pizzas, but pistachios and goat cheese and fresh herbs is just one of my favorites. Pasta salad, as a kid, I loved having, my mom would always make this pasta salad with pistachios, garlic, olive oil, and that was it, and just fresh herbs. My sister and I would actually fight over bowls of this, and it has a really nice nutty flavor, and again, easy to make for lunches or dinners. You can have it warm or cold. I also love it for cheese boards. It's a unique nut that we don't always add to our cheese boards because we always think of walnuts or almonds or pecans. So switch it up and impress your family. Walnuts. So walnuts is the highest level of antioxidants than any other nut. It's also really great for cancer, aging, and inflammation in your body. So that's exciting. Lots of tannins in walnuts, which I love because we have tannins in our red wine, so that's going to help with us pairing. And walnut oil, there's a recipe for a walnut vinaigrette. Try to switch up and don't just always go purchase vinaigrettes or dressings in the store. Make your own, be creative, and use really good oils. So walnut oil and almond oils are so good for you. And walnuts being so high in antioxidants, put that in rather than olive oil, or just drizzle that on some nice fresh arugula. Really, really good for salads. It also helps with digestive problems, so eat as many walnuts as you can because that's going to help you digest even better. And it also helps detox your kidneys. So being that we're having all this wine open, have some walnuts with your wine, and that's going to make your kidneys love you even more. So that's some fun facts about the nuts. So I hope that you enjoy all these different nuts and tapenades and create the recipes online. But just a reminder before I leave you, February is our wine club month at 13th Street, both for wine clubs. If you have any questions, please email me or contact me anytime. This is a really exciting month. Great wines coming in, and you actually get shipping directly to your door, especially at a time right now where we don't want to go out of the house and we want some wine delivered to our door. You get recipes and pairings and little videos with each shipment, and you get discounts on wine and bakery items here at the farmhouse. So we have an exciting year ahead for Wine Club, so there's still time to join and receive the February shipment. Also, I wanted to just mention right now, I've been very busy with webinars and virtual wine kits. I have absolutely been loving seeing all these different customers in their homes enjoying wine and all these amazing kits. Does your team need to have a boost of energy, team building? I know it's going to be a long winter, so if you do need a little bit of some fun, I can have some really great customized wine kits for you. And there is a pizza kit, a taco kit, a decadent chocolate kit, all to come. Right now the decadent chocolate kit is available online, great for Valentine's Day, even has a cocktail. and there's a minimal, you only need really 10 people, and then you can have me live, and we can do this all in your home. So contact me, I'd love to help you with that. And I have some questions here that I've just passed. What do you pair with the Pinot Gamay? So that's a great question. I actually would, foods such as like everyday pizzas with tomato sauce is really great. It loves mushrooms, goat cheese. It loves charcuterie boards, really great. But if you were to like to have any kind of like mushroom risotto or mushroom pasta, I really like to have it with that one. Duck with a cherry sauce would be really good with that one as well. Vinaigrette, what do you pair with that? So the vinaigrette, I really love making and just drizzling on top of a fresh arugula salad because it really brings out the spicy pepper flavors in the arugula. And I really love it with, if you put spinach on there and add some goat's cheese and then add some whole dry roasted walnuts on top of that. It's even better. Also, to pair wine with it, walnuts again, because they have those tannins, I would pair that with any one of these red wines. It's even great with the Pinot Grigio actually, because walnuts is that one nut that you can do white or red. I actually have some of the vinaigrette here that I made ahead of time here, and it has a nice consistency. And you know what? Vinaigrettes can stay fresh in your fridge for up to a couple weeks. I buy lots of these containers to put my dressings in so that I have them already pre-made, so it makes salads and meals easy. So one day of the week I'll do lots of prep and make different vinaigrettes and makings for salad bowls, and then I just have to drizzle it on top. And walnuts again, it's one of those, this vinaigrette, I actually haven't had a wine that doesn't pair with it. So if you love sparkling whites, love Chardonnays, love Rieslings, it's great with all the reds, so have some fun. And vegetarian pairings. So that's another great question. With any of these, nuts are a great food to help with protein and to pair with for vegetarians. So I always like to recommend lots of mushrooms with the Pinot and the Gamay. Eggplant and zucchini and red peppers are great. I love to do like quick stir fries and then add nuts on top. For some extra crunch and flavor. You can also use the vinaigrette or the tapenade in there with your wines, just for extra flavor as well and texture. A great salad right now is making different ancient grains, and even having a lot of quinoa, or barley or farro, and then adding your tapenade in that, and then you can add some really great fresh tomatoes or eggplant, and I would roast them off first and then add them on top, and then of course garnish it with some nuts. So there's some ideas, but you know what, on our website we have many different recipes listed, and you can always email me anytime if you want to talk about wine or food. I'm happy to help. Love cooking and pairing wine, of course. But I guess for all of you, I want to thank you again for joining us, and we all want to thank you again for your support in business this year. Honestly, it's we really appreciate it, and we can't wait to see you all back on property. So stay connected and stay happy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.